This is Ben Doughty for Sugar, Silk and Stretch with former world champ Sonny Edwards. How's it going today?
Yeah, all good, all good. Ready for the media day just to kick off.
This show has been sold on the whole sibling rivalry angle, which is nothing new with you and Charlie. But tell me honestly, you must have mixed feelings about the fight on Friday night.
Do you know what it is with boxing? It's not personal to me as it is to everyone else. I've spent 20 years watching people get in the ring and fight, and pretty much every week, most days. And you know, as a kid in Repton, two of my mates are fighting each other in the North East Div finals. You know what I mean? So the concept of, you know, two people, yes, you're at me. The concept of two people that I like and care about fighting isn't alien to me now. Who wins is up to them two, first and foremost. But if we look at a broader picture as someone that's not emotionally invested and getting pulled left and right with emotions, logically, for both fighters, they should both be thanking me, because making this fight has, for Thomas, delivered him his biggest night, defending his title live in the same city that he came to the Olympics and stayed from, live on Channel 5 terrestrial TV, fighting against a former world champion. And for my brother, it's given him an opportunity to save his career, really.
So it sounds like you're neutral emotionally, and you say may the best man win. You're not 100% pulling for a Somba to beat your brother.
No, but it's not up to me. It's now if Thomas wins, I stand more to gain, because he's a fighter that I manage. I'll still be managing him. We've got fights lined up straight up for the next, for the options. And if my brother wins, then my brother wins. But I don't stand nothing like to gain from that, apart from my brother being European champion. And you know, I live in a mindset where I would rather give my brother the opportunities to, you know, get back up and get ahead of me. You know, I'm not trying to keep his career in the shadows just because it makes mine a little bit better. Like, I want him to have every opportunity. But the reality is, if this fight wasn't the best for Thomas, it wouldn't be happening.
I understand that.
So if Thomas had offers for another fighter, Chris Bork, was taken out over fighting Charlie. You understand? He lost. So then it's now Charlie. Now there was other offers, Paul Butler and Andrew Kane. Paul Butler don't bring no money, and Andrew Kane, I think, is physically a harder fight for Thomas than Charlie is. Charlie might be technically harder, but for me, the best fight for him was this fight. And take away emotions, take away feelings of it, someone's going to have to win, someone's going to have to lose, and it's not on me.
It's interesting when you talk about Charlie saving his career and emerging from the shadows. He was on top of the world 2018, and you were you had plenty of press, but you were the up-and-coming underneath younger brother. And then why did Charlie get so left out in the cold after that no contest versus Julio Cesar Martinez?
I think it was a culmination of events, maybe a little bit of bad luck, definitely some bad decisions. And, you know, getting ill advice from the wrong places. I think if anyone really followed the story, it probably wouldn't be that hard to follow. I wouldn't want to really, you know, sort of just stop out and out my brother. But the moment he left the same manager as me, who'd, you know, championed him, who'd shown nothing but loyalty, and went to someone that was just buttering up his ego and, you know, finding his insecurities and smothering them with compliments and, oh yeah, you've got so much to give. Once he did that, he kind of really went off the rails, because he was then with someone for 2 years that couldn't deliver him anything. The moment he comes back, the man that just walked past, me and Nissa, we brainstormed a couple of ideas in Saudi when Lyndon was fighting Bivol. We get back 2 weeks later, I've got Charlie in my car, I'm driving him to go meet Nissa, and we sit down, we have a talk. They introduced each other for the first proper time, and then I sort of left it from there. And then all of a sudden, Charlie signed, I was in his corner for his last, and then they're trying to make the European title fight. So here we are making it, and then that's it.
Are you prepared to give me a prediction if you were going to have a bet on it, the outcome of the fights on Friday night?
I mean, as far as prediction goes, I'm not the best betting tipster, but
that's funny, by the way, because some people know loads about boxing, but they can't pick a winner. Or there's some guys who are just fans, never been in the ring in their life. They're really good at betting.
It depends where my emotions are.
Yeah, same. So
if I've got no emotion to a fight, it's quite easy for me to pick near. It's quite easy for me to pick near, you know. But I'll be real with this fight. It really depends, and I've said it to my brother right at the beginning when we was having the conversations. My brother seems very, very confident, and I'm not sure if that's 100% the best thing. Because I think in his mind, in their mind, they think they're going to come and sort of, bully him a little bit, wipe him out and get him out there. But I think if you go in really with that inherent mindset, if at any moment Thomas is showing more than you're expecting, which I think he will show them more than they're expecting, because I've been in the ring with him plenty of times, and I know even if some parts of some bits look like this, there's always something going on, and he's always very dangerous, and he can let shots go, and he's really determined and wants to fight. Now, if he comes in really switched on and comes in really, weary of everything Thomas is doing, then that's one thing. But if he walks in the ring trying to just, prove a point and show that he's the, this fierce, whatever he's trying to prove, early start, late night. Then I don't know. I think it'll be a hard. Because one thing, regardless of where either of their 100% is, if you have complacency in you, you're dropping a 10-15%, and then with that 10-15%. If they have any more success, more than you're expecting, you're dropping even further now because your mind's trying to get around it. If you're going in there with the eye of the tiger, if you're going in there with your anxiety up and you feel like this needs the best out of me, and you believe that, normally there's a good chance that you'll bring the best out of you. And I just don't know. Obviously, I'll be real, I've not been too close to the conversations. I've been so focused on my own things, really. As a manager, unless your phone's ringing and they're asking to speak to you, you just let it lie, you know what I mean, until the phone rings again. I think both fighters are happy, both fighters are confident, both fighters are in shape, and look, it's an interesting one because of, my brother fighting my fighter, but I don't really see it like that. I see it like delivering two fighters an ample opportunity to be better than they were today.
Just turning very quickly to your own affairs before this press conference starts officially, you are still sporting the facial damage of the last outing with the stitches there.
Oh, this will be forever. My whole head's split wide open like someone put an axe through it. Of course I'm going to have a scar. I'm not going to just...
That's permanent, right?
Yeah, it's not just going to be like, I'm impressive, but I'm not that impressive. You know what I mean? I had a 2-3 inch laceration that was deep enough to see and spread wide open on the middle of my forehead coming down into my eye. Of course it's going to scar, but I'll be right, I quite like it.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of character. It's like I like to think my flat nose is a similar kind of feature, although you might not agree. Did you become a better fighter after the loss to Jesse Bam Rodriguez?
Maybe. I think I got a lot more confidence in myself, my toughness, my ability to fight a fight and enjoy it. Which I knew about myself really anyway, but showing it at that sort of level. I'll be right after the second round went. I think the first 4 rounds, I won the first, I won the third, and I won the fourth. I think the eye damage that I sustained in the second really derailed me, and my focus and my vision was very impaired. So it became a much harder fight, but I still enjoyed it. And I'll be real, some maybe sadistic about it. Ben, you've known me a long time.
Yeah.
There's not often, I can't remember the last time before, ever it's happened actually, that I've been out of control of a boxing ring.
I think that was you talk about letting your heart rule your predictions. I backed you, and I publicly backed you on the podcast because I just couldn't imagine anyone beating Sonny Edwards. And I said, I don't care how good Jesse Bam Rodriguez is. Trust me, this kid, I've seen him since he was small. He'll do it. And obviously I got it wrong.
Yeah, but I'll be wrong. If my eye didn't go, I think you would have got it right.
Yeah. Well,
and that's what I genuinely believe. Where someone called me deluded, I think if you was in my head when it was going on, and then being impressed with what I was able to do in that time, if I didn't have double vision out my left eye, like visibly impaired, like there and there in my left eye, then, and couldn't blow my nose because my face was popping out. I had a fracture on my orbital from the second round from a jab. So if I didn't have that, I generally still believe I'd win to this day. And I think the first, third and fourth round kind of showed that. I think I showed him that I can more than mix it with him. I can more beat him to the step. I can beat him to the punch and get out of the way. But I just didn't have the vision. So from that onwards, I just had to use my energy in trying to, see him as best as I could. And the moment he touched my arms or target, throw back. It's all I had, and I've never boxed like that because I've never had to. Yeah. But when I have to do something, I do it as well as I can. And I'll be real, just because it went the way it did, Like, look at me, go back and look at it. When I'm taking punches, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still smiling.
Yeah, I mean, I think you love to do this, and when he came to see you in the dressing room afterwards, you said, "Listen, man, flyweights don't get this. You know, be proud." And I think you really enjoyed the journey. You've always wanted the best challengers since you're an amateur. Not trying to be one of them sycophant journalists, by the way, but you got credit where it's due. You're a fighter, right? And you live for the fight.
And I've always been like it. I've been calling people out since I was 3, 4, 5, and I'm ready to take the fight though. Not just call them out. Like, I'm doing it like, all right, I'm going to call them out, and they might go, yeah, get the fight, and I have to agree it straight away. Do you know what I mean? So there was never a name I called. There was never a time I was just doing it for. I just wanted to fight, man. And when I first came into this game, I'll be real. People were fighting for world titles at my weight for fucking next to nothing. British titles, not even that in middleweight. Like, I'm managing fighters that aren't even fighting for titles that earn more than that world champions were fighting for. Do you know what I mean? So it's the dynamic's different now, though. The dynamic's different, and the people that know. Like, the real people in the gaming industry could probably never have believed of paying 2 flyweights for a non-world title fight what they're paying me Galal. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And finally, onto that one then. I mean, I don't know too many people in the boxing fraternity who fancy him to win. A lot of people say, I've got Sonny comfortably here. Obviously, he's only had the 7 pro fights, but you'd be careful not to underestimate him, no doubt.
Oh, I've been in the ring with him more than I've been in the ring with most fighters. He's a very good fighter, and the reason why I'm actually most excited about this fight is because the action is terrific. Like, just take what you saw against me and Bam, and kind of similar. Me and Galal, we go back and forth. We don't. I can't just move from him because his style is good at, you know, closing the distance and coming in at a way that is hard for you to just be fritting around him. You need to be set with him. So
yeah, you can't run from everybody. You can't move from everybody.
Yeah, no, not do I try. I want to really. I like picking my shots and starting back in the centre of the ring and then going from there again. But with Galal, every time we get in the ring, it's fireworks. So I'm really looking forward to just how the fight pans out. And we'll probably end up facing each other a few times. Like, it's legitimately a good fight. So I'm not underslighting him. I'm not underestimating him. If anything, you know, I'm about 3 months after my last fight. I'm 2 months away from my next fight. Normally by now I'm about 63, 64 kilo, fat, having to get my weight off. I'm touching 57 right now. I've been on it the whole time. I've been ticking over, I've been training, I've been keeping my food right, and I need big fights to do that. Otherwise I just turn into a little kid and just think, oh, I can do this easy. You know what I mean?
Well, we wish you the very best of luck with it at Sugar Silk and Stretch. Always a pleasure, Sonny Edwards. Thank you very much.